Hi everybody, it's Miss Summer, and today we are going to be making a pretty cool and simple DIY project. We are going to be making paper roses. These are roses that have been made out of recycled book paper. We're going to go through all our supplies real quick. You don't need a lot for this project. You will just need, first of all, some book paper. Now, I would recommend either choosing a book that you are confident you are never going to read again and that you feel comfortable cutting up, or you can go to a used bookstore or a garage sale and find a book that you feel comfortable cutting up. Since we are making art out of books today, there is no guilt involved with using this paper. And we're also going to be needing a pair of scissors, a pencil or a chopstick, and some glue or tape. For today, I will be using hot glue. However, I have also successfully completed this craft using Elmer's glue and tape. If you do use Elmer's glue, it might take a little longer to dry, but that is it. It is still okay to use either of those. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is to cut your paper into symmetrical squares. And there is an easy way to do this that does not involve a ruler. So you're going to take your paper and you're going to fold along the corner, pinch it out so it makes a triangle. And now you're going to cut along the edge of the triangle here. Let's do that. And now you have your square. Now to make this craft, you're going to need 6 of these. And once you have your 6, you will start making the first rose. So first you're going to have to fold it into a triangle, fold it a second time, again into a triangle, and then a third and final time into the smallest triangle. That. Now once you have your triangle, you're going to want to make sure that the closed point is at the bottom and the open points are at the top. Then you're going to cut along the top in a round shape, so it kind of resembles an ice cream cone. And this is going to give it its petal shape. So let's do that. The rounder, the better. And then you're going to want to also cut a hole in the point, but just a little tiny one. And when you open the paper, it's going to look like this, like the flower with a hole in the middle. Now when you open your flower, it's going to have 8 petals. If you want an 8-petaled rose, that is fine, but for today's purposes, we are doing a 6-petaled rose because I think the shape is nicer. And you're going to want the equal amount of petals to paper. So we are going to cut off some petals. Now, since you already folded the paper, it's already going to have creases along each petal. So those are the lines you're going to cut along. Since this is 8 petals, we're going to cut off 2 and make it a 6-petaled flower. So it's going to look like this. And you're just going to take your glue and you're going to glue along one side of the flower and connect it. If you do use hot glue, be very careful. I recommend to anyone using hot glue to always keep a cup of cold water next to you. That way, if you accidentally burn yourself, you can immediately put your fingers in the cold water to avoid the burn. Okay, so I glued along the open edge and I added my other side. And now we have a 6-pointed rose right here. I'm going to set that aside to dry. And you're going to do this again. Each flower is going to have 8 petals, and you're going to cut off 1 more each time, so you have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To review, we have 8 6-petal, 5-petal, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now first you're going to let all of these dry. Hot glue will probably be a little quicker. Elmer's glue will take a little bit longer, so you can just leave them and set them aside and check on them periodically. Tape, you don't have to worry about drying at all because it is tape. So then once they are dry, I'm checking mine and it seems to have dried. We're going to be curling the petals, and that's going to give the rose its rose shape, so instead of being regular flower. So you're going to take the chopstick or the pencil. You're going to hold it under one of the petals. You're going to curl it over like this, and you're just going to hold it there for a couple seconds. You can roll it back and forth, or you can just hold it, and then it's going to have a little curl. You can pinch it as well if you want to give it a little extra curl. The 2-petal flower you don't really need to curl, and the 1 you definitely do not. Okay, so now we have all our flowers curled. We're going to start connecting it. So we're going to start inserting the flower petals into one another. Take the flower petal and you're going to glue or tape on the bottom of the cone. So just put a little dab at the bottom, and this isn't going to be seen by anybody because it's going inside. So if it doesn't look pretty, that's fine. You're going to take it and you're going to stick it into the next cone. Just slide it in and look like that. And then you can head on to the next one. Again, just add a little bit of glue to the end. Go all the way around so you get the whole bottom. Put number. And I like to make it so that the top part of the petal can be seen through the rose. You can do it however you want. Just dab it in gently. It might be a little top heavy, so you just have to hold it in place for the glue to dry. Okay, there we go. It's coming along nicely. Right. Almost done. One final step. Now we have just put the 5-petal flower into the 6-petal. We're just going to hold it so it sticks and it dries correctly. It is going to be a little delicate as it's drying, but it will look like this. You have a lovely paper rose. And something you can do to customize these, if you want, is buy a secondhand edition of one of your favorite books and use the paper from that book to make a rose. And that way you can have a special flower made out of your favorite book. Or if you'd like to give these as a gift to somebody, you could find out what their favorite book is, and you could do the same thing. Get a secondhand copy and make a rose bouquet for them. And now you can either do something like I did, and I glued these 3 to a piece of paper and made it look like a bunch, and I just pinned this to my wall. You could also use it to make garlands. Or if you want it to resemble a more traditional rose, you can take a pipe cleaner or a piece of floral wire and just stick it through the first petal all the way out the bottom with some glue, and it will resemble a regular long-stemmed rose. That is the basics for making a book paper rose. I hope you had fun here today. If you have any questions or comments, you may leave them below. You can find more creative crafts at the Ocean County Library YouTube channel or through our website, theoceancountylibrary.org. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!
Support public libraries. Like, share, and subscribe for more great videos.